Welcome to the Portland Memorial Coliseum. Dick Enberg with Magic Johnson. The Shaq delay has moved this game back with the second half of the doubleheader coming up. Dream team galore. Johnson on the microphone. Michael Jordan with his teammate Scottie Pippen for the Chicago Bulls. And Portland answers with Clyde Drexler coming up. Incomparable Michael Jordan. The NBA's spectacular scoring machine led the Bulls over Portland in the NBA Finals last year. Jordan's M.O. do it all, often with out-of-this-world ease. Translation, 2 straight Chicago championships. Their finals opponent last year, Portland. A team with its own superstar, the Clyde Drexler, and a budding big gamer, Cliff Robinson. But how do you stop Jordan? Deny him inside, he'll shoot the 3 outside. 3 as in 3 in a row. He's a headache. He's the leader. He's the NBA best. So richly talented, even Michael at times can't believe he's that good. This is the NBA on NBC. Today, it's the Chicago Bulls versus the Portland Trail Blazers. The Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. The 708th consecutive sellout, nearly 13,000 fans to see. The two teams that played for the championship a year ago, the Chicago Bulls and the Portland Trail Blazers. And they're trying to root the home team to a victory. They're in a bit of a slump here at the midseason. The NBA schedule. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Magic Johnson. Portland losing 2 in a row at home, and that hasn't happened in a year and a half. And they lost to 2 expansion teams, Minnesota and Orlando. And the Chicago Bulls, but for some histrionics on this road trip, could well be 2-5. It's an important game, and it's a game where the big guys like to step up.
No question about it. You know, Michael Jordan has been playing absolutely sensational on this road trip. And that Utah game 3 games ago, he scored 20 points and he hit 7 shots in a row. And he just let everybody know that when I want to take over a game, I can do that. And superstars always rise to the top. And going back to that game, that was the turning point they felt on this road trip. They wanted to start off the trip. They have 8 games. They wanted to be 5-3. If they win this game today, they can be 5-3.
Got a chance for that. Meanwhile, Clyde Drexler, the superstar for the Portland Trail Blazers, he knows this is an important game.
Well, Clyde told me yesterday, look, hey, we have to win this game because no way we can lose 4 in a row. If we beat Chicago, all those 3 games we lost in a row will be erased. The fans will forget about it, so will the players.
All right. Well, near the starting lineups, let's duck over to Rashad for this report.
All right, Dick, thank you. Always nice to be in Portland. Let me start it that way. But I've talked to all the players on the Trailblazers, and they all agree that the one thing that's missing from their team is a little bit of enthusiasm. I talked to Terry Porter. He said that we have enough veterans that we think we can overcome that. The one thing they feel very proud about is the fact that they still have one of the best records in the NBA in spite of having so many injuries to their starters. They're all healthy now. He says all we got to do is go out and put it together. Dick?
All right, Ahmad, ready for the starting lineups. All eyes on Michael Jordan going after another NBA title. Welcome back to the Willamette Valley. Majestic Mount Hood off to the east. The Trailblazers and the Bulls here at Memorial Coliseum. A new arena to be built, 20,000 in the future. Here's the starting lineups. B.J. Armstrong joins the superstar Jordan in the backcourt for Chicago. Horace Grant leads the NBA in offensive rebounds, and Scottie Pippen, another dream teamer. And in the hole, the veteran Bill Cartwright. Phil Jackson in his 4th season. First time the Bulls have had a losing month. In January, they were 1 game under 500. For Portland, Terry Porter and Clyde Drexler, a talented backcourt. On the front line, Buck Williams again leading in rebounds. Jerome Kersey, he loves to run. And the big guy in the middle, Kevin Duckworth. For Rick Adelman. Adelman losing 2 in a row at home, 3 straight defeats overall. And they're trying to avoid 4 in a row. That doesn't happen very often here in the great Northwest. Troubled times as well. The incident in Salt Lake City involving 4 of the Trailblazer players a couple of weeks ago, and no decision made yet in Utah. And that has impacted this team.
No question. Let's look for the Portland Trailblazers to try to get off to a quick start, because in the last 2 losses here at home, they got off to poor starts, and it was tough for them to come back and win those games. They have to get off to a good start to get this crowd going and going crazy.
The Bulls in red have the first opportunity. B.J. Armstrong working more and more into this Chicago offense as Jordan has noted his improved play, and he's earned Jordan's trust. Inside to Cartwright, and the veteran has the first basket.
What Chicago always like to do early, especially in the first quarter, is to try to get the ball inside to Bill Cartwright, try to get him involved in the game.
Gettleman telling us before the game today wants his team to be just a bit more patient. Just one more pass, 1 more second before you let it fire. Terry Porter outside to Duckworth. So Duckworth answers Cartwright 2-all.
Well, I would have to say that was patience there. They moved the ball well. Got to look for the open man and end up in Duckworth's hand for about a nice 10, 12-foot jump shot.
Cartwright back outside to Pippen. Pippen and Jordan outside the three-point line. Cartwright with that spin move, and he's 2 for 2.
Well, I tell you, this is a change of pace, huh? The 2 centers are battling out here early. I think it's good strategy on both teams' part. Try to go down low, get the big men involved.
Drexler still not 100%. That sore knee. Kersey. Williams to Drexler. Kersey. Won't fall, and Horace Grant holds it down. Ahead to Pippen, and the Bulls not eager to run. Cartwright with the first 4 points for Chicago. He's averaging only 6 a game. They go into him again. Pippen. Drexler knocks it away. And the call is against Scottie Pippen, using the arm to clear.
Yeah, it was an excellent call here. You can see he went to the baseline and he hooked Clyde Drexler right there with the arm, and excellent call by the official. You can look for the Chicago Bulls not to get in a running game with the Portland Trailblazers because of their bench, because so many people are out with injuries. So look for them to slow the game down.
We're going to be talking about the Bulls' thinness on that bench, which has impacted the style of their play. Duckworth not there. Grant has his second rebound. Here's Armstrong, former Iowa star. Paxson, of course, on the injured list. He's had knee surgery the past week. Pippen, and it's Armstrong. And when he's clear and faces the basket, he's been deadly lately.
Well, you know, it helps when you get into a transition game. There's a transition basket right there by Terry Porter. But his teammates now believe in BJ, and that's why he's playing with more confidence now.
Jordan barely has touched the ball. The Bulls are 3 for 3 from the floor here at the opener. And Cartwright. Williams bats it to Duckworth. Here comes Porter looking for a tying goal. Around Armstrong. Pippen the other way for Chicago.
Looks like Scottie having a hard time handling the ball.
Jordan, a three-pointer. So Michael introduces himself to the score sheet with a 3.
Well, on that basket, that was a semi-transition basket, and Scottie Pippen took it to the lane, drew the man. Nice block right there by Michael, but good hustle by Clyde. Oh.
This is the layup, and Cartwright ahead to Jordan. Armstrong. Tipped in by Michael Jordan.
But just as you mentioned, he didn't touch it for a minute. Now he gets 2 quick baskets, and he's involved in the game.
5 in a hurry for Jordan. And away from the ball, offensive foul on Portland. Buck Williams.
Well, here you have Scottie Pippen penetrating, and usually when you get good penetration, you get a shot like this, three-pointer right there by Michael Jordan. And here's BJ driving. Nobody pays attention to Michael and boxes him out, and you know you got to put your body on Michael. Oh, the ball almost hit us, huh?
You're supposed to protect me. Where's the hands?
Yeah. But when Michael is on the court, you always have to pay attention to him. And that time, somebody lost their assignment and didn't box him out, and he just jumped over everybody and tipped it in.
Cartwright strong to the hole and picks up the foul. Some of the gray showing in that beard to Bill. Duckworth is his first foul.
Well, this game is not going the way that Coach Adamman and the Portland Trail Blazers want this game to go early on. I mean, here they are down right now 11-4 before they get ready to shoot the free throws. And this crowd is still quiet. They haven't been rocking and rolling. So they're going to have to get going here early, because with Michael Jordan, no game is safe for you. I don't care where you are. So they're going to have to get rolling, because you know Michael at any time will take over this game.
35-year-old Cartwright has his 5th point. Never forget when you asked him last year about having 4 children, and you said, Bill, what's it like to have 4? And his answer, one word was, loud. That said it all.
Can you imagine him raising his voice? I bet all 4 of them pay attention when he speaks.
Cartwright matches his average on the season in the first 4 minutes of the game. 6 points for him.
I think right here, Portland's going to have to look to get Clyde Drexler involved in this offense somehow.
Kersey from outside. First points for Jerome Kersey. Right back comes Jordan to drill it.
I tell you, man, you know what, that hurts. You score a tough basket, they come right down. Michael Jordan pulls up right quick and comes right back at you for 2.
Good move by Kersey. He follows and draws the foul from Cartwright.
Now, that's the strategy that the Portland Trail Blazers must use against the Chicago Bulls. They must run the ball, push it up quick. Here's Jerome, follows his own shot, his own miss, and goes right back up, and Cartwright fouls him. They must get Chicago running back on defense and get some penetration, because that's the only way they're going to be able to beat the Chicago Bulls, is get them in a running game.
Kersey hits them both, has 4 points. The Bulls lead is 7. 7:17 left in this opening period. Pippen around Kersey, gets the pick from Grant. Williams picks him up. Good by Drexler, 3-on-2 to Porter. He is fouled by Armstrong. DJ Armstrong saving the basket, picks up his first foul. 7 minutes left in the opening quarter. 6-year-old Rick Edelman saying that his wife lost her sister in a traffic accident in December. His father had heart surgery, and then the incident in Salt Lake City that has made his coaching life very difficult. 4 Blazer players named, involved in a situation with young teenagers in the Utah Capitol, and as yet no announcement from the district attorney's office in Salt Lake City. So the wait, although there seemed to be a time where there would be no trial, that it was the young girls admitted that some had agreed and consented to being with the Portland Trail Blazers. Nevertheless, that still goes on. It wears heavily on this team, doesn't it?
We're talking with Clyde Drexler yesterday. He said that it's definitely been weighing on all his teammates' shoulders. It's been a distraction, and they can't wait till something happens here. A decision is made for they can carry on with not only their basketball lives, but it has affected their lives just living outside of basketball, because it's the talk of the whole town.
An announcement is expected tomorrow from the district attorney's office in Salt Lake. Jordan's pocket, picks picks up his first foul.
Well, he tried to come from the backside of him and pick it off. He just came down on his arm a little bit, but that's the kind of defense and that's the kind of aggressiveness this Portland Trailblazer team must display here, because they have to get, like I said, this crowd can be a six-man in their favor if they can display aggressiveness.
Jordan going to the left hand. Grant unable to collect the rebound, and here come the Blazers down by 5. Drexler over Jordan. Pippen the other way, and Jordan flashing down court. Jordan, B.J. Armstrong, and Jordan saying, all right, he likes what he sees from this young man from Detroit, B.J. Armstrong.
Well, as B.J. was saying, that Michael now has more confidence in him, is looking for him to shoot more, to run the team, and B.J. is taking over that role.
DJ said, yeah, part of my role is to stay out of his way, too. And there was a case in point. He just trying to hang over here on the near sideline, let Michael do his thing.
Well, it's a different story when you're a reserve and a bench player, and then you're a starter. Just beat the buzzer. Good.
Oh, and he was right on line, just a little short from about 35 feet. Here comes Cliff Robinson, young man who has really developed as a top player for Portland this year. 19-point average, number 2 on the team. And Rod Strickland also enters, and Strickland the penetrator, the creator, and they're going to go to that smaller lineup.
Yeah, well, Coach Adelman wants to go to this smaller lineup. He feels that he gets more offense and better defense by playing this team. Bulls are going to Cartwright with Cliff Robinson on it.
Drexler and Robinson able to deny Cartwright, who wanted a foul.
Well, good weak side, or I should say strong side, help by Clyde Drexler, who came over and blocked it. Good help by Clyde.
Scottie Pippen is a little short, tipped out by Jordan, but there's Strickland for Portland. Porter. Robinson's first shot. He's a complete package. He's a shot blocker. Can go inside, outside. Plays both ends of the court well. Cliff Robinson from the University of Connecticut. Cartwright. Horace Grant. Rebound Porter. The Blazers on the run. Strickland, Porter for 3.
This is the game the Bulls don't want to get into, a run-and-gun game with the Portland Trailblazers, because the Trailblazers will win at that game.
Especially with the Bulls, it's the tail end of a very exhausting road swing for Drexler. Nearly steals from Pippen. It's Jordan. Horace Grant, another offensive board for Grant. On Cliff Robinson.
Well, what happens when you take a chance on a steal like Cliff did, like Clyde did, and didn't come up with it, then Horace Grant had to rotate over to Michael. Michael takes the shot. He's left open up under the basket for offensive board. So if you don't get the steal on the board, it's going to definitely hurt you. And that time it hurt the Portland Trailblazers.
Darrell Walker has come in for Scottie Pippen as Grant makes it 18-12 Chicago. Last season, the Chicago bench adding 47 points to each game. This year, only 23. Rodney McRae, injured knee. John Paxson's had knee surgery. Scott Williams has been asked to do more and more, but the results just haven't been there, and it's impacted how Chicago has had to strategize.
So no question, people wondering why Michael Jordan is taking more shots. That's the reason why. And also, the second reason is because that's the reason why his field goal percentage is down, because he's taking more shots because the bench is not producing.
That was Buck Williams making the defensive play. Out of bounds to the Bulls.
Now with Cartwright Cartwright going out, you can probably look, and with Scottie Pippen going out for the Bulls, you can probably look for Horace Grant to get more involved. And I called him Harvey before, and I better say, I'm sorry, it's Horace, and Michael to take the majority of the shots.
Three-pointer is second of this first quarter, and Jordan 10 points already. 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
To me right here, doesn't seem like the Trailblazers are for sure what they really want to do. They're passing the ball around, but with no real body movement. They have to, not only does the ball have to move, but the body has to move too.
Jordan firing that pass to Darrell Walker and handcuffed him.
So they have to move the ball as well as body.
Strickland. Robinson. Porter with 5 on the shot clock and the whistle in the lane.
The problem with the Portland Trailblazers is everybody's bunched together. So when somebody passes the ball and that guy maybe wants to drive, he cannot drive because too many guys are already in the same area. And what they have to do is spread the court a little bit more, and they can get the penetration that they want.
Bulls call time. 3:22 left in the first period. Malcolm has made his mid-season evaluation, and now the prognosis of what's ahead for Chicago.
The outright goal is for us to arrive in April with Paxson and McCray back on the floor healthy, Cartwright with best energy that he would have during the course of the year, Pippen and Jordan obviously surmounting, overcoming these little things that have been attacking them down to the floor and slowing them down so that by the time playoffs come, we have 100% players, 100% energy, and our team is going at full bore. So, we may have to float off maybe the idea of pushing and crashing and trying to win every game and going so hard at it that we forget the perspective that the regular season is so important. First is very important, but the ultimate goal is to arrive in the playoffs full health.
Slam by Drexler, and now the steal. Here come the Blazers. Cliff Robinson hits the 20-footer, and it's 21-16.
Well, when the Portland Trailblazers are playing aggressive defense, that translates to offense, and these two quick baskets have been a result of good, excellent defense by the Portland Trailblazers.
Scott Williams, being the former North Carolina star, has his first bucket. Phil Jackson, he wants to get everyone healthy. The team has not been sound. They are thin. Robinson not there. Jordan is.
Well, he has the right idea because the ultimate goal is to win another championship. And he knows that his players will be ready when the playoffs get here. That's a tough shot right there by Strickland.
Jordan has 4 rebounds in this quarter. Bulls dominating the glass, and another for Scott Williams, who comes down hard and draws the foul from Buck Williams, his second. Let's go back to the Drexler stuff.
Well, here's a penetration. He kicks it off by Strickland to Drexler. Slam dunk. No matter what, if you let that ball get into the middle and penetrate that defense, you're going to always end up with a layup or a good shot. That time, it was an excellent move by Strickland.
Pippen has returned for Chicago, and there's Kevin Duckworth for Williams with 2 early fouls. Stacey King also joins the Bulls up for the first time, and Rick Adelman counters with Mario Elie.
Now it looks like what they're doing here, the Chicago Bulls is playing always Michael or Scotty, and at this time they're playing both of them together with the 3 reserve guys.
Elie with a rebound of Jordan's miss. Look at that Drexler flying down court.
Oh boy, this brought the house down. Now they're getting into it now. This is what they needed, some energy. When you get energy from the crowd, and if they can get this crowd going, they can continue to sustain the energy that they they have to have to beat the Bulls.
Jump ball is the call as Walker drives the lane.
Dick, you always get good offense from good defense. And right now, they're starting to exert themselves in terms of the Portland Trail Blazers on defense, and that's why they're getting some easy hoops on offense.
Drexler said that he doesn't feel 100% on those knees yet, but boy, he went flying like the Drexler of old. Approaching the 1-minute mark, first quarter. Walker is 1 for 10 shooting since joining the Bulls on a 10-day contract, and rattles in Scottie Pippen.
Well, with Darryl Walker's in his defense, you know, he hasn't been playing all season, so they pick him up. He's not in shape. He doesn't have any rhythm, so you know he's going to be off, but you give him a couple, maybe 2 or 3 more weeks, and he'll be back to the old Darryl Walker, playing good defense, causing havoc for teams on the defense. And he's a good find for the Chicago Bulls.
3-point play by Pippen, his first points of the game. Robinson over Scott Williams. Jordan, boy, is he doing a job on the board. That's 5 rebounds for him. Great pass to Scott Williams.
That was an excellent pass and a great cut by Scott Williams. Boy, I tell you, Michael Jordan can do more than just score. He can pass it too.
If you didn't like that play, you'll never like one. I know. Magic written all over.
You got it.
Strickland doesn't get the traveling ball. There was contact by the defensive player. Now Scott Williams to Jordan with 22 seconds left in the quarter.
So you know they'll play for the last shot. Look for them to spread the court, let Michael go one-on-one, and probably create for either himself or somebody else.
Robinson with a rebound, knocked away by Walker with a 1.5 seconds left.
Now, the reason that the Portland Trail Blazers are behind in this quarter, Dick, is the fact that they haven't been patient on offense. They've come down and have thrown up some quick shots, and they haven't fallen for them, and that's the reason they're behind.
Oh, my, no basket. Rick Adelman thought it was good. Long pass to Drexler. You would think in 1.6 seconds that would have been a good shot, but the call is no good.
I think the clock started before he touched it. Well, no.
It did take a little time for the fake.
Yes.
He hasn't released it yet.
Oh, no, that's good. That's good. Run it back. Got to run it back. Okay, up. Release. Oh, boy, I tell you.
Even on the slow motion and playing it back and forth, a tough call at best. 18 is all the Blazers could muster, and the first quarter woes continue.
We're going to show you the 2 factors that make the decision on this shot. Now, here's the referee, Hugh Evans, and also here's the light that is synchronized with the horn. So we're going to roll it here.
Watch for the red light now, and then we'll see if there it is. The light's on, and the ball has not left Drexler's hand. Good call.
Very good call.
Boy, ball, a good call.
The human eye is something. Well, now, I think right now, the Portland Trail Blazers have to forget that shot and play basketball now. It's over with. You don't get the 2 points. They must be more patient now.
But that first quarter now, that's the last 4 games for Portland. They've averaged less than 18 points in the opening quarter. They're getting themselves behind and having trouble catching up. They needed that shot by Drexler.
Exactly. Now, they need this one right here on a good possession. They got to come down and execute and get them 2 points.
They shot only 33% in the first quarter. Chicago was 46%. Hustle on the defensive end by Stacey King. Uses the knee on that one and picks up his first foul.
I tell you, Coach Adelman was talking about the Chicago Bulls' aggressiveness on defense, and it usually takes them out of their offense. And right now, Chicago's defense is taking Portland Trail Blazers out of their offense and forcing them way outside.
Traveling. Robinson, little shuffle step.
It's a lot of, it seems like it's a lot of frustration because Portland likes to play a game that's running, easy cut, and they're not being able to cut, and they haven't been able to run. So it's a lot of frustration on their faces right now.
Armstrong, Pippen with 10. Stacey King with a move. Duckworth blocks. Elie the other way. Robinson with a handoff from Terry Porter. He has 6.
That was a great find that time by Terry Porter.
Michael Jordan getting a rest, and Pippen takes it in.
Here's Elie passing it over to Terry Porter. He penetrates, he dishes off right there to Cliff Robinson. That's what a point guard's job is to get in the lane and
at the other end, here's Pippen being fouled, and a technical foul now has been called as well on Kevin Duckworth.
And you know, Dick, that was a pretty move by Scottie Pippen because he went up right, switched it to his left, and kissed it off the glass. I like that.
Armstrong shooting the technical.
And you know, one thing that I don't understand about teams in this league, when they play Chicago, they know that when the Bulls go to their bench, they always leave Scottie Pippen and bring in 4 guys. You must concentrate on Scottie and try to deny him the ball and make the other 4 guys beat you. And teams don't do that.
Robinson. Williams keeps it alive. Duckworth steals it from Armstrong. And then it's Stacey King slapping at Duckworth.
Yeah, I think he called it out of bounds, that Stacey King was out of bounds when he hit it. And therefore, it's Portland's ball. Right here, Stacey King jumps out of bounds and hit the ball at the same time.
Hometown Blazers down by 10 to the NBA champion Bulls. Early in the second quarter, Porter for 3. King with the rebound. Walker. And the foul on Mario Elie.
See, what Darryl Walker gives the Chicago Bulls is a guy who's a veteran. He's going to play his role. He's going to work hard. And he's not going to get in Scottie Pippen's way or Michael's way. He's going to do the dirty things, the things that players don't like to do. Play defense, dive on the floor for loose balls, and just give you some sense of a leader.
Walker from Arkansas started the year with the Pistons. This is his 5th team in 10 years in the NBA. His first point. It's the last day of his contract as well, the 10-day. 11-point advantage, Chicago. And the foul on the Bulls, just as Armstrong was heading for a solo.
Second team foul.
Second on B.J. Armstrong, and with it a timeout, just under 10 minutes left. First half, Bulls by 11.
Welcome back to Memorial Coliseum here in Portland. I'm Rashad. Now, last summer, Clyde Drexler had a lot of highlights. One of them winning a gold medal with the Dream Team, but the other one he got a chance to play tennis with Zena Garrison. So I took him out. I tried him at tennis. I found out he's not only a great basketball player, but he's also a great tennis player. He beat me, and when it was all over, the thing that he really surprised me with, he said, when you see that Enberg, you tell him I'm looking for him.
Hey, was that his second serve or his first serve that we just saw, Mud?
I don't know. I didn't see any of them. They were so fast.
It sounded long to me. Boy, it looked pretty good for him, and he's just playing with those volleys.
Oh, he's an athlete. He can play anything that he sets his mind to play. He can definitely excel in it.
Blazers need some scoring, and it's Strickland inside. The little man, he finds a way to get those shots off.
I've said it so many times. He goes to that hoop, he's going to get the shot off, and he's going to score.
And answering at the other end is Scottie Pippen. He now has 7.
That's a great play that they run. They always had that pick and roll for Scotty coming off the pick, shooting a jumper or penetrate to the basket. That's a tough play to defend.
Michael getting an extensive rest here in the second quarter. Robinson back out to Elie.
Well, Coach Jackson has to love it because, you know, you're not losing any ground. Matter of fact, you're almost gaining a little ground. So the longer he can, Michael can stay out on the bench, the better it is for the Chicago Bulls, especially for the second half.
Horace Grant in for Scott Williams. Porter with 2. And Horace Grant rebounds.
I tell you, this game is a perfect game for the Bulls. We run a little bit, then we slow it down a lot. We run a little bit, then we slow it down a lot. They're going to make sure that they don't give the Portland Trailblazers a chance to run. Good steal by Duckworth.
Shaw, the Blazers unable to hit any three-point buckets, and Elie unable to connect. He is fouled. Pippen picks up the foul, his second.
Right here, Stacey King tries to pivot around Duckworth. He steals it, pass over here to Elie. And he's been a good find for the Portland Trailblazers. They signed him as a free agent, and he's really helped them coming off the bench. He's a solid player. Runs the court, plays good defense.
Averaging 8.5 a game. Michael Jordan returns, and as soon as Jordan went to that scores table, Clyde Drexler jumped off the bench for Portland. And Drexler will replace Elie depending on what happens with his free throw.
Well, you always bring, when you bring one superstar back, you bring the other superstar. You know.
Elie hits them both. 9-point Chicago advantage. It's Armstrong, Pippen, Scott Williams, Jordan and Grant for the Bulls. Porter, Duckworth, and Grant. Can he save? Last touch by Porter, and a good call.
Very good call. Wow. Well, Michael here fires it underneath for Horace Grant, who didn't really move into the open area. Then he saves it. Right there, Cliff hits the ball, and it's Chicago ball.
Pippen with one of those slashing moves, and almost a steal. Drexler goes down hard. He's okay.
Portland has their little lineup in with the 3 guards in.
And Duckworth way off the mark. Last touch by Drexler.
Well, see, he was like 2 feet out of his range. He should have dribbled in 2 feet, and that probably would have been the perfect shot for him.
Intimidating defense. It's part of the Bulls' championship structure. They play you tough.
Well, they deny all the things you want to do. They take you right out of them, and they also don't give you what you want. Like right now, Portland doesn't have a chance to run.
The basket to Grant, but Jordan kept it alive. He was up there and able to deny the rebound. And
that's another missed box out by the Portland Trailblazers. You got to box these guys out.
Porter, the top three-point shooter for the Blazers, denied outside, and a foul by Scott Williams. Reaching in. Watch Jordan how he keeps this alive.
Well, he keeps moving here, and he just goes up on the other side of the rim and tips it, and then Horace comes right in and follows for 2. I tell you, Michael Jordan can do it all. He really can. I mean, he can play great defense, score, but he can also do little things like rebound, tip the ball, make something happen.
Cliff Robinson now has 8 to lead Portland. It's the Bulls by 9 as they go into the offensive end with Jordan. Over Porter. Tipped in. Scott Williams way above the rim.
What a play. I tell you, they're beating Portland at their own game. Portland is supposed to be the best rebounding team in basketball, and Chicago is beating them at their own game as far as rebounding, both defensively and offensively.
Williams over Horace Grant. And the veteran can't hit. Rebound Scott Williams. 3-on-3 with Pippen. You got to check him early.
Yes. Oh, good move.
Jordan. Is he a good billiards player? Does he play billiards?
Did you? The fake was everything, and then the shot was just like icing on the cake. Oh boy, I tell you, this is the play right there. The fake, 2 guys out. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to just hesitate, left hand. Oh, man.
4 different Blazers were in a position to stop Jordan. But can any human? Olympics, that's where he finally, the coup de grace, you couldn't beat him there when he won the sky.
You know, when he won the sky or score. There's that pressure, good steal by Pippen.
And it's Jordan for 3.
The reason he hit that 3 was because of the shot before. When he starts feeling it, he just goes. And right now, he might go for 4 or 5 shots in a row. So Portland better pay attention to Michael Jordan.
Team that's trying to three-peat the Chicago Bulls, and Michael 3 for 3 on his 3-point attempts in this first half. He leads all scorers with 15.
There's that man again. What is it about him that he can get in there and double pump, and 2 guys jump at him and he can still get it off, that being Strickland.
Jordan dishing it off, and loose ball out of bounds to Chicago. Scott Williams wanted a foul.
Here's a steal right here by Pippen. Now he knows that Michael's been hot. He kicks it right back out to him. I tell you.
Little Roxy kick there, a little right foot kick there.
It's because of the rhythm. He's in a rhythm. He's in a groove. And it's
stealing the ball. That's you were amazed when you saw those statistics yesterday. That's part of the total strength of this team, their defense.
It's unbelievable, but that in the last 4 games, a team can average 13.5 steals.
At the line for the Bulls, Michael Jordan shooting 2.
Season average 9.5, and that's high.
Yes, and that's where they're so effective is on defense. People look at Michael Jordan and look at Scottie Pippen and say all that offense, but it's not the Bulls' offense that hurt you or beat you, it's their defense. And that's what they're putting on the Portland Trailblazers here today.
Jordan, the Bulls' top free throw shooter, 84.5%. That was his first attempt. Bulls are now 5 for 10 from the line in this half and have their biggest lead, 43-28.
They're keeping them off balance just enough. The Chicago Bulls just keeping Portland Trailblazers just off balance.
Drexler with his 6th point.
Because most of the Portland Trailblazers shots and baskets have been on jump shots, and they haven't got too many layups. And that's what the Bulls want.
Scottie Pippen. Drexler to Kersey. Pippen to beat. Strickland. Good second effort by Strickland to hustle down court. He has 6.
You called it right. That was sure hustle right there by Strickland.
Drexler working on Jordan.
Ball away.
I think with that move, he could score a basket and kick a 30-yard field goal all in one play.
Yes, he can do it. He can do it. Only him. Michael Jordan.
Strickland, Drexler up on the backs to keep that one away from Chicago. Three-pointer.
A big basket. 3-pointer by Jerome Kersey. It brings him back within 10 with 4 minutes to go. That was a big hoop.
Portland's first three-pointer, 1 for 6 in the game. Kersey now putting the vice on Pippen. Jordan, that tongue is out. Scott Williams, and they don't beat the buzzer. Good defense. Portland.
Well, Scott Williams made a big mistake. Anytime you see Michael Jordan rearing up to go one-on-one, he should have cleared through and gave him the room. What he did, he stayed in the corner. That way, his man could double-team Michael. So a bad decision there by Scott Williams.
Drexler gets away from Jordan, sets up Cliff Robinson, back to Drexler. Yes! Oh, the Trailblazers muster a rally, 11-3 run over Portland, and a timeout Chicago.
York. And now comes a reminder that here on NBC we'll have a good matchup of two of the league's best pivot men, the Knicks and the Magic. Ewing against Shaquille. Earlier today on NBC, Shaq affected a rim delay in Phoenix. Perhaps the stanchion wasn't as secure as it should have been. I have seen Shaq with more forceful efforts, but this delayed the game 35 minutes, and afterwards Dan Hicks asked Shaq about the incident.
I just went up, threw it through, hung on the rim a little bit, and, I felt the thing come forward, and that's why I ducked and, started running, because I thought the whole thing was coming down, and it just popped out of place and it never went back up.
Do you think they'll have to change some of the NBA standards for equipment and check that now that you're in the game?
I don't know.
Well, he had 14 in the first quarter, then ran into foul trouble, eventually fouled out 20 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks. Barkley with 28 and 19 boards in a 121-105 Phoenix win. Richard Dumas, a career-high 31. Back to Portland, Dick Enberg and Magic Johnson.
All right, Bob. Shaq was ripping. The good thing those aren't attached to the roof. He would bring down the house.
You got that right. Michael Jordan is bringing the house down right here in Portland with a jump shot right there.
20 points for Jordan. Portland with a run. It cut the 16-point Bulls lead in half. Now up to 10 as Drexler picks up the offensive foul. Jordan had position. 3 fouls on Drexler. That's key.
Well, it's excellent. He gets right over there, right in front of him, cuts off his right hand. I see more contact, though. It was a tough call to make, but it goes Michael Jordan's way. And that's what happens when you get billed as a great defensive player like Michael. You get those calls.
Strickland had stolen for a moment. Finally winds up in Jordan's hands underneath, and he draws another foul. This time it's Cliff Robinson, his second.
Well, every time that the Portland Trailblazers finally get a run, it seems like number 23 just comes back and hits maybe 2-3 baskets in a row and puts out that fire that the Trailblazers have built up. And so right here again, here it is. They cut the lead to 8, and Michael again comes right back with 4 quick points, or this will be the 4th if he makes it, and take the crowd right out of it again.
Impressive numbers, and still 3 minutes left in the first half. 22 for Jordan. Strickland again up the alley and draws the foul.
Now it's 2 minutes and 58 seconds to go into the half. I don't see Coach Adelman bringing anybody off the bench to replace Clyde Drexler, who has 3 fouls. I know he's not going to let Clyde stay out there with 3 fouls. Now, here comes Terry Porter. Okay.
Strickland with his 7th point. And Terry Porter in for Clyde Drexler.
Sometimes you get so psyched up to play another star, and then you're so psyched up that you do things that you normally wouldn't do in terms of pick up little fouls, and that's what happened here with Clyde. He's in that battle with Michael Jordan, and he's picked up some cheap fouls, and now he has to sit down. It hurts the Portland Trailblazers.
Jordan over Porter, rebound Robinson. What a matchup is that, though? Porter on Jordan. Robinson.
Well, I think because they played, Terry played him in the championship, he can feel that he can play him.
Jordan wanted a foul. It's Strickland at the other end. Back to an 8-point deficit.
Again, good defense resulted in a layup. Now, 8-point game with 2 minutes to go. This is a crucial time for both teams, and especially for the Portland Trailblazers. They can get themselves back in this game here quickly if they can just play good defense.
Michael with 7. 3-pointer. Rebound Strickland up there with the big boys. Boy, his presence has really been key to this comeback by Portland.
He's doing it both on defense and on offense, and he's really been a leader out here.
Jordan going for the steal, and Walker does. Strickland knocks it away, and a foul's called. Strickland appeared to get the ball. Second on him.
Strickland is
Well, Darrell Walker, first of all, Portland, here Terry Porter throws it down to Strickland for the layup, which resulted from good defense. And here's everybody knows in the league that Darrell Walker is an excellent defensive player. He gets in the passing lane, steals the ball, and Strickland comes down and fouls him. It's also known in the league that Darrell Walker is not a great free throw shooter too, so maybe it was an excellent foul on Rod Strickland's part.
1 for 3 for Walker in the game. 50-41 Chicago. 1:36 left in the half. And Walker reaching in picks up the foul. He thought he had just stolen it plainly. His second.
Jerome Kersey right here with the penetration. And well, could have went either way there. He could have got the steal or the foul. And when you're at home, sometimes you get those calls.
That's the first miss from the line in this half by the Blazers. They were 8 for 8.
You know, if there's only one flaw in Cliff Robson's game, it's the fact that he's a poor free throw shooter.
Just under 70% on the season, which is his best free throw shooting in his 3 years in the league.
I really can't understand, Dick, why in the NBA that you have free throw shooters who shoot under 70%. I just can't understand that.
Pippen there to pick up the garbage. He now has 9.
What Portland has to do is try to keep this game under 10 or at 10 going into the locker room.
Kersey. Rebound Buck Williams.
They're still taking jump shots. Every time they've gone to the basket or get penetration, something will happen, like right there.
Porter's been quiet. 6 for him. Bulls by 8. 53 seconds left. First down. Jordan working on Porter. Kersey and Pippen. Great pass by Pippen and Grant there to stuff it.
Excellent pass. Boy, I tell you can tell that they're the world champions because they read each other so well. Slow it up again.
And missing that short banker.
They just killing them with just an easy pace. And then fast and easy. They're just throwing them off balance.
Jordan chewing up as much time as possible, and it's Pippen for 3. And Jordan in the right place again. Yes, sir.
With the leg up in the air with his rhythm.
24 first half points for Jordan. Buck Williams with a finger roll from outside.
That's the only thing he could do. He couldn't shoot it any other way, so he had to finger roll it.
His only points of the half, and it pulls Portland within 10 at the intermission.
Well, right here, Strickland comes down and he passes to Buck Williams. Now, he gets challenged right here by Scottie Pippen, so he had to finger roll it, and it went in for him. Here's Michael Jordan on that last shot. Watch his leg as he kicked for the rhythm. Oh, yeah. It's good.
24 for number 23. Say hey. It's the Bulls by 10. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Chicago leads Portland 56-46 at the half. We welcome you back to New York. We'll hear from Quinn Buckner in a moment, but first the scores of other games. A game seen earlier on NBC. The Magic played the Suns very close for most of the contest, but Phoenix wound up winning by 16. Shaquille O'Neal guaranteeing himself a spot on every highlight show with this maneuver, jamming on the follow, and, well, you see what happens. It took 35 minutes for them to repair the basket. Here's Shaquille later in the first quarter, hitting on the line drive hook, got 14 of his 20 points in the first, then wound up in foul trouble, ultimately fouled out for the 6th time this year. Game was tied at 50 at the half in the fourth quarter. With O'Neal on the bench, the Suns go on a 21-6 run. Kevin Johnson to Richard Dumas. The rookie led everyone in the game with 31 points. Charles Barkley, a major force, 28 with 19 boards, also instrumental defensing Shaquille O'Neal. Suns win at 121-105. On to the Boston Garden, where the injury troubles continue for the Golden State Warriors. Chris Mullin out for about 2 months with an injured thumb. Billy Owens also has been hurt. Golden State tried to slow it down on offense early on. This is third quarter action. Tim Hardaway on the break, feeding Latrell Sprewell. Warriors kept it close most of the way, but in the fourth quarter, with the Celtics up by 4, Kevin McHale will miss. D. Brown is there for the follow. That extended the lead to 6. They win it by 5, 87-82. One other final, New Jersey was a winner today at Milwaukee, 105-102. Petrovic had 27, Frank Brakowski 26 on the losing cause for the Bucks. The newly acquired Bernard King did not play for Chuck Daly's Nets. So Chicago in front of Portland 56-46. What do you think?
Well, I think Michael Jordan is keeping the ball in his hands a lot. Anytime the Bulls are having a tough time, that's one of Michael's traits. The other thing, they got Darryl Walker coming off the bench, and I think that gives them a defensive push. They're not getting the offense they want, so with Darryl Walker, they get a little more defensive pressure.
Now, Portland lost at home to Minnesota. They lost to Orlando, so this could be their third straight home loss.
Yeah, it could be, and there seem to be some similar symptoms. They are getting behind early, and then they really struggle. They don't play the half-court offense very well, and that's what's got them in this position right now.
And if the Bulls win today, it'll be the 8th time in the last 10 meetings, counting the finals last year, that they have defeated Portland. So that's a huge psychological hump for the Trailblazers to get over. Well, we'll return to Portland for the second half of the Bulls and Blazers right after these messages.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid: the Prudential.
Memorial Coliseum in Portland. We're ready for the second half. The Bulls, champions of the NBA, leading by 10 over Portland. Dick Enberg with Mon Pa Johnson's kid from Lansing, Michigan. I tell you what, the second half, I'll take all the Jordan stuff. You take the rest.
You got that right. But the key to this game has been Chicago's been able to control the tempo. They haven't let Portland run, and that's been the whole key.
Defense.
No question about defensive pressure.
All right, let's look at the Miller halftime statistics. The genuine draft numbers read this way: 50% shooting for the Bulls, 42% Portland, raising that count in the second quarter. Jordan has 24 points. There are only 5 men in the NBA other than Jordan that average per game 24 or more. He did it on 17 shots, and Rod Strickland's work off the bench, 10 points for him to lead Portland in scoring the first half, helped them to cut into what was once a 16-point Chicago advantage. It's 10 as we open the second half. Pippen had 9 behind Jordan, 6 for Cartwright and Scott Williams. Robinson with 9 for Portland, 1 behind Strickland. Drexler had 8, has 3 fouls. Kersey with 7. Checking the lineups as we start the second half. The same 5 for each team that opened the game as you look at the individual scoring. B.J. Armstrong on Porter. Drexler off to Duckworth. And a foul as Drexler flying in for the rebound. He and Jordan both do that so well. Their timing is immaculate.
Yes, and if he hadn't got pushed in his back, he would have had a tip-in or a slam dunk. And both of them can get up so high and thrill the crowd with just one move, one basket. You know, they might be the only 2 players that can make one basket, but it might be the greatest move you've ever seen in your life.
Jordan's defense denying Kersey. 3-pointer by Drexler. Rebound Jordan. That's 9 rebounds. He leads all players in scoring and rebounding.
Well, sometimes his other parts of his game go unnoticed.
Duckworth knocked it away from Jordan.
They have about 9 seconds to go. They've been very patient on offense.
4 for Jordan. He'll try the 3. They're going to have to send him to a higher league.
And he just winked at me to say, you know, I can do this anytime I want to. Boy, I tell you.
Porter free as they picked Armstrong. Terry Porter. 8 points for him.
They need him to get hot. Him or Clyde to get going here to keep this game close.
Pippen with that lightning move up the middle. Drexler tighter on Jordan. Grant and Buck Williams. Just wouldn't spin in for Horace Grant, and the foul, I believe, on Cartwright will be his 3rd.
Well, here's Michael again for that last 3-pointer. And after he makes the basket, he just lets me know that, hey, it's all right, Magic. Yeah, good wink.
Ross Schneiderman thought he was winking at him. You're going to hurt his feelings. Drexler to Duckworth. Pippen hawking Kersey and doing a great job. All defensive player, and Porter keeps it alive.
The pure hustle that time. That was just great hustle by Terry Porter.
Kersey and Cartwright inside to Buck Williams with the left hand. 4 points for Williams. A 9-point Chicago lead.
You know, they've been struggling to get some kind of rhythm on offense, that being the Portland Trailblazers, and they seem to still not have it. They're getting tough baskets where Chicago is getting much easier baskets like that. That was an easier basket right there than the basket that the Portland Trailblazers just got.
Pippen alone for the 15-footer. Kersey, and there's Pippen, those quick hands of his. A foul on whom?
Michael Jordan. That time for slapping him across the wrist.
His first.
He got help right here by Michael. Good help, but he just got him on the wrist. But it was his presence of mind to come and shut the layup off by Jerome Kersey. So it was a good defense, but he did foul him.
Kersey now 2 for 3 from the line, looking for his 8th point. One of those implicated in the Salt Lake City incident a couple of weeks ago. 61-51 early in the second half here in Portland. Bulls trying to complete a rigorous road trip. They still have one more to go at Indiana, but they'll go home for a couple of days before they travel to the Indiana capital city. Porter trying to save, but his foot was on the line as he goes right by the seat of Coach Rick Adelman.
Well, you know, you make them take a bad shot, and then you don't come up with the rebound. It's just one thing after another for Portland. You have to come up with that rebound, and here you're giving the Bulls a second chance to score again. They clear the side for Michael, goes one-on-one.
There's Pippen to follow and draw the foul. But what a 1-2 package, Jordan and Pippen. And here's the Bulls road tour. It's a 16-day trip. It started in San Antonio where the Spurs beat them. And it looked as if it was going to be a dismal trip away from home. They did beat the Mavericks on their second stop. And there to Houston where the Rockets upended them. And then the big loss to the Nuggets. And at that point, what's happening to the Chicago Bulls? But from there on, they've won 3 in a row, and 2 of them very dramatically at Utah, coming from 20 points down in the second half. They were down 13 to the Clippers in the second half and won in overtime.
But if it hadn't been for Michael Jordan, they wouldn't have won either one of those games.
Duckworth a second chance. It just won't fall. Grant with a rebound. 3 on 2 for Chicago. Armstrong for 3.
You know, give B.J. credit as well as Scottie Pippen. B.J. ran to the corner, knew that Scottie was going to give him the ball. He set his feet, got in the right position, and Scottie kicked it to him for the easy 3. That's knowing your teammate, knowing what each other's going to do.
PJ now 25, but you couldn't prove it by that boy's face, and he picks up his 3rd foul.
Well, you know, in Michael Jordan's household, Michael's son loves BJ. That's his favorite player. Not his dad, it's BJ.
Pippen with a steal.
Same play.
And an errant pass from Pippen trying to get it to Jordan for the 3-point try.
Well, they haven't had many turnovers, and that was just one of the few.
And the Blazers can be thankful they're down by 15 points. And out of bounds to Portland. Phil Jackson, the cerebral headmaster of the Bulls. Well, what a Knicks team that was. We're talking about the IQ of with Lucas and Phil Jackson on that team, the Senator Bill Bradley.
They could make a movie or a story or write a book about that team.
Duckworth hit his first shot of the game and hasn't since.
You know, I played here for, 12 years, and I've never seen this crowd so quiet in the 12 years I played here. And the Bulls have just taken the crowd and the team right out of this game. Their defense has really just smothered the Portland Trailblazers, that being Chicago.
Terry Porter, tough off-balance, long-range jumper. He's 2 for 11. Duckworth's 1 for 8.
Again, look for Chicago just to run the clock down in the last 24 and then take a shot sometime within there.
Kersey out of the pack. Porter on the run. Assist to Drexler. A rare fast break basket for the Blazers.
It was a beautiful fast break, but Terry Porter finishing it off at the end.
Backcourt violation against Chicago.
Well, here's Clyde Drexler kicking it off to Terry, and he had to go up around on the other side, a beautiful move, and we'll be right back.
Michael Jordan, in naval terms, chief gunnery officer. These are the top guns in the NBA, shoot most frequently. Jordan, every 1.51 minutes, every minute and a half, he tosses one up. Wilkins, Starks, Robinson, Ewing. But part of that is not greed. It's because he can do it, and he has to do it.
That's right, because the bench scoring is down. I think the bench last year was averaging 47 points a game. This year they're right around 22, 23. But if I was Coach Jackson, I want that average to be up even higher. Take more shots, Michael.
Drexler way off the mark, and Scott Williams back in rebounds. Drexler 4 for 13, and it's been a dismal shooting day for Portland, in part because of the tough Chicago defense. The Bulls by 13, middle of the third quarter. Jordan with 27 of them, 30. Horace Grant.
This is where they've been really hurting the Portland Trailblazers. That's on second shots. And then they come right back, and they don't rush themselves. You can see they're taking their time, and they're winding the clock down to the matchup that they want. And right there, a good steal there by Portland.
Porter, and there's a hold by Scott Williams, but no whistle. Drexler underneath. Assist to Porter. 10 for Drexler.
You know, if I was the Portland Trailblazers, I would force the action right here. I would get up and play them full court, force them to play at a quicker pace than they're playing, because good steal there.
No advantage for Portland. High lob to Robinson. Batted out by Grant. Save? No, not by Jordan. It goes to Kersey. Porter for 3. Boy, they needed that, and Kersey can't handle the rebound.
But see, that's the difference right there between Chicago and Portland. If Chicago had got that steal, they would have slowed the game down, worked their offense, got a good shot. Well, what happened with Portland is they got that loose ball. They forced a shot. 5 seconds, it was up. Why not work the clock, get a good shot to get yourself back in this game?
Portland shooting 37%. It's the Bulls by 11, under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Darrell Walker has returned to the Chicago line, or about to return. B.J. Armstrong can't hit the 3. Porter loses the ball out of bounds. It appeared that Scott Williams touched it after Porter.
It definitely appeared that he touched it, so Chicago might have gotten a break right here.
Pippen with an advantage on Porter. Except now Robinson picks him up. Walker over Clyde Drexler. Darrell Walker, it's his first field goal. He has 4 points.
And that's what we were talking about again, that patience that the Bulls have and that the Portland Trailblazers don't have.
Drexler to Strickland, Buck Williams. 6 for Buck. 4:12 left in the third.
See, they're backing off of him. I can't understand this strategy here. Every guy, every pass that Chicago Bulls want to make, they can make it. Why not get up and pressure? Because this defensive strategy is not working for the Portland Trailblazers. Another offensive board again.
This is the time where Portland has to make hay with Michael Jordan on the bench.
Exactly.
They've got Pippen, and this is 2 in a row. Look at that, Scott Williams keeping alive. 3 on 2. Porter for 3. Not yet. He's 1 for 9. And most of those three-point tries, well, that's Portland is 1 for 9 from three-point range. Most of those by Porter.
That was the first quick shot of a Chicago Bull.
Strickland racing down court to score. Well, he has been the spark for Portland today. If there's a bright spot, there it is. Number 1, Rod Strickland.
And Phil Jackson called that timeout because Scott Williams went down. The Bulls just went down. Scott Williams took a quick shot, and that's why he called timeout. Right here, you got Rod Strickland driving a beautiful up and under kiss off the glass. Great move by
Buffalo, New York. Cliff Robinson. He's a tough guy. But at 26, his life has changed in a big way because of a little person. He's now a single parent. And there's 6-year-old Jessica in the black and white striped blouse. I'll give you the rest of that story. He supported her since she was born when he was in college. Pippen, right off the timeout. Scottie Pippen with a 15-footer. He has 15 points.
Again, the Portland Trailblazers make a run, and somebody answers for the Bulls, and that time it was Scottie Pippen. They just can't find a driving lane. Every time they try, push off. Right there. First call right there. Push. Every time that the Portland Trailblazers go to penetrate or drive, there's another man to stop them and make them kick it back out. Whereas when the Bulls go to penetrate and drive, they can go all the way to the basket. So team defense as far as the Bulls is a lot better than the Portland Trailblazers.
Darrell Walker with a foul. His third. And Porter pulls the Blazers within 10. Michael Jordan comes back.
Michael Jordan returns.
Walker with the breather.
Here you're bringing them back because you want to close out this quarter strong and don't want to give any life to the Portland Trailblazers. That's why Coach Jackson brought Michael back into the game.
This is a mild 10-4 run for Portland. Got the lead to 9. Robinson knocking it away, but Pippen picks up the loose ball. Jordan with 10. He didn't exactly cool off over there, did he?
No, he didn't. He got right where he wanted to be in terms of right in that lane and took about a nice 7-footer. And he's been on all day. You can't give him those type of shots. Good defense.
Partially blocked.
2 minutes in the quarter.
You can see and tell fans watching, this is why the Bulls are the world champions, because they know what type of game plan they wanted to play, and they have executed it.
Good pass by Pippen. Williams can't connect. Out of it comes Strickland. To Drexler. Around Jordan. 12 for Clyde.
Clyde hasn't had many opportunities to get into the open court, but the ones he tried, he scored on. Here comes the crowd again.
Scottie Pippen quiets him with another jumper. 20-footer for his 17th of the game, on his way to another All-Star Classic 2 weeks from today in Salt Lake City. Robinson. Horace Grant keeps it alive, and Scott Williams to Jordan.
Nice pass.
Goaltending on Robinson.
Beautiful pass by Michael Jordan, as well as way to get out there by Scottie Pippen. Here's a goaltending call right here. No question about it. Cliff Robinson goaltended, but tell you, these Chicago Bulls have really played an excellent game so far this afternoon.
Jordan with the steal, breaks out 3-on-1. Pippen.
Chicago at their best. They are at their best in the open court. Slam dunk. He slammed it on Clyde, and then he looked at him and said, that was on you. 20-second timeout.
And they both play, both ends. And here Jordan, he had all the options. Who wants it?
Now watch him look at him and say, it's on you, Clyde. Don't jump at it no more today. I will dunk on you anytime. The thing about the NBA in this sport of basketball, you get to see beautiful players play a beautiful game. And when you watch the Chicago Bulls, you see beautiful basketball and you see beautiful athletes, the world's best. I mean, you got two of the best, not just in the NBA, but in any sport, two of the best athletes in the world, and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
I think those other three guys on the floor are pretty good too. And there's Pippen, who's such a, you can't say he's underrated because he makes the NBA all-defensive team most every year, but he does it in such an unspectacular way. Another steal, and the Bulls, who have made a habit of that on this road trip, down to 14 seconds. About 7 seconds difference in the shot and game clocks. And Jordan thought he was fouled. Corner. Oh, Jordan. No call against Jordan. Williams. And that is the end of the third quarter. Rick Adelman unhappy. No foul called on Jordan. It seemed to be rather obvious right in front of us, but nevertheless. Well, the Blazers kept pulling within 9, and then it's the Bulls opening up a 15-point lead going to the final quarter here in Portland. We'll return after these messages and a word from your local station. The home of the Blazers and the Beavers, Oregon State Beavers, the Portland Beavers of the Pacific Coast League. Pleased you're with us, and don't forget next Sunday it'll be the Knicks and the Orlando Magic. You'll see Ewing against Shaq, and there's the running score as the Bulls open quickly and have never relinquished the lead. Portland's closest was 9 points in that third quarter, and then the Bulls went on the run again as soon as Jordan returned to the lineup.
And every time they've gotten close, seemed like whether it be Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen made consecutive baskets to put them back in a comfortable lead again.
Scott Williams, the blind pass to Horace Grant.
Well, he tried to do something he can't do. He tried to make a wraparound pass, and come on, you're a big man, just make the easy pass.
Let the things you can't do get in the way of the things you can.
That's right. And the thing about it is he had him for an easy dunk.
There's Strickland going inside with the big sequoias and draws the foul. Let's go back to that final play of the third quarter where Michael Jordan gets Porter. Look at this, and no foul was called, and he rocks into Porter, but there's a reason for that, you think?
Well, the reason was when Michael went up for the jump shot, he got fouled. So one no call creates another no call. There's no way that referee was going to make that call, because then you owed Michael one.
Oh, shit! Strickland now with 14. He leads Portland in scoring.
Well, I tell you, he's going to make it tough for Coach Adelman, because he's almost going to want some more playing time, especially the way he's been playing in these last 2 weeks.
Mark Bryant in for the first time for Portland, and Elie also returns. 1 second, and Pippen unable to beat the buzzer.
You know, that's the first time they were able to shut down that spread offense of the Chicago Bulls. That would be important. They had no gap. Scottie Pippen had no gap or no lane to drive in, and that's why it was a great help side defense that time by Scott Williams. Good block. You made up for that bad pass, Scott. Well, right here, Elie drives, and Scott Williams comes over from his man and blocks the shot out of bounds.
Strickland back out to Elie for three. Now two is on the line. Jordan now in double figures in rebounds. That's his 10th. You know, it's a couple points, 3 points under his 32-point average as he goes for his 7th consecutive scoring title. Grant, tough to the hole, gets the foul.
I don't understand why they keep shooting three-pointers and they've been off all game long. It's really just taking them out of the game. Every time they take a three-point shot, it seems like the Bulls run out on them and score.
Horace Grant, inspired by a leader in another sport this year. He's been listening to the words of the great Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame coach Vince Lombardi.
Well, I guess you listen from one champion to another, huh? If I was Horace, I would listen to Vince Lombardi too, winning all those Super Bowls, and a man who inspired his players. And also, Vince Lombardi is a man who helped a lot of players say that he helped them as far as their living outside of basketball.
And Grant just showed one of the things Lombardi liked, the warrior mentality.
Oh, good steal.
And Drexler stops the breakaway as Jordan had a sure two. 4 fouls on Drexler.
Well, he went up and he wanted to pass, and Michael intercepted it in mid-air, took it out of his hands in mid-air. Watch this. What a play. And he just went down and got fouled.
Do you think Jordan's happy? Is Michael Jordan happy? I mean, there are times when it seems like their season's too long for him.
Well, he's happy, but it's hard for him to maintain just being Michael Jordan all the time.
Drexler now with 14.
And what I mean by that great jump shot that time by Michael Jordan, another jump shot. But because he has the burden of just, you know, every game he has to be Michael Jordan. Then when he goes out in public, they want a piece of it. Only time he can relax, like he told us yesterday, was at home. His kids and his wife. Juanita he can come home and be daddy and husband and don't have to worry about trying to live up to
the masses. The public's on him all the time.
Boom!
The defense isn't, but the public is.
Michael Jordan that time down the lane on 2 guys.
And the fans average 33 for Jordan.
Here it is right here. And that tongue is hanging. Oh, man. Everybody just sit back and watch.
Simple as 1, 2, 3 from three-point range. A record 6 three-pointers, 35 points all in the first half. Chicago off on the right foot in that game 1 thanks to Jordan. An easy 33-point win en route to their 2nd NBA title. And today, Jordan with 33 points, and he's hit on 4 treys. Another typical all-world performance.
Well, he loved to showcase his skills. This is his springboard right here to showcase his skills on national TV, and he doesn't want to disappoint any of his fans, and he has them today.
Robinson hits in recognition of the Jordan moment. Miller Genuine Draft donates $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund.
And plus, one thing about Michael, Dick, is the fact that he thrives on challenges. He has a big challenge today in Clyde Drexler, and another. He called an offensive foul. Okay.
Leading with his feet, kind of kicks his way into that running jumper.
Even with an offensive foul, he still makes a great shot. You know, off balance, off the glass. But he just loved challenges, and he knew that he had a big challenge today. And any big game, he comes to the forefront.
Yeah, there is has any routine in his life aboard him. A game like this, national television against the top opponent, really brings the adrenaline flow, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
A rare mistake by Chicago.
Okay, right here you got 8 minutes to go. I think what the Portland Trailblazers should try to do is to try to get this game within 10 in the next 2-3 minutes. They're only down right now 14, so it's only a couple baskets, and then it's anybody's game.
Robinson doesn't get the bounce, but gets his own rebound. Cliff Robinson with 13.
Good follow that time. Now I think they got to come up and put some pressure on the board. See, they're sitting back defensively, and that's not helping create steals. They need steals, and they need easy hoops right now to get back into this game.
Drexler on Jordan with 7. All alone is Scott Williams. Too easy. I feel the frustration, Magic. You wouldn't be a very good coach. Jordan, no foul.
No foul. A lot of body.
And now the call.
That was less contact on that play there than the last one.
Jordan is so quick defensively. You know, it's tough to see the fouls, but this one had a lot of contact, didn't it?
It was body first, a lot of body contact first, and then the block. And Clyde is really frustrated. He is really frustrated because he feels he has 4 fouls. Michael only has 1. What did I have to do to draw a foul on Michael?
You don't see Drexler argue very often. Even then, it's very mild mannered.
Yes.
He was jawing a bit there.
Exactly.
Mark Bryant gets his first bucket. 12 points, the lead for the Bulls with less than 7 to go.
Couldn't get the ball.
Foul on Scottie Pippen. And with that, a timeout. 6:43 left. The champion Bulls by a dozen. Welcome back. The Bulls lead by 12. Here's Cliff Robinson, 2 of his 13 as he follows his own missed shot. And his 8th rebound. He leads the Bulls today. And young 6-year-old Jessica up in the stands. The black and white stripes cheering her daddy, and oh my, she just said. And in fact, Cliff said that Jessica's really taught him something very important in life.
And that's patience, you know, and she's helped not only him mature as a man, but also mature as a basketball player as well.
Now Robinson on cue can't hit. And there comes Jordan the other way. Oh, what a pass, Armstrong. He scores, and he's fouled by Bryant. Well, we have a moment, a reminder tonight. Don't miss 2 all-new episodes of shows that have captivated America. Secret Service and Eyewitness Video, and something that we've really been looking forward to. Rowan and Martin's 25th anniversary Laugh-In show. Goldie Hawn and Ruth Buzzy and Artie Johnson, Lily Tomlin, all those favorites back together again.
Well, we used to do a lot of laughing watching that show. And I tell you, right here today, Michael Jordan and the Bulls have really come out here and stuck to their game plan. They've executed it, and that's why they're going to end up winning this game.
Elie hits a tough jumper. Well, they may not be laughing, the Bulls, on their way home, but they'll be smiling. A long western trip. They've been away for 14 days, and this would make it 5-3, a victory today, and that's just what Jackson hoped they would get. Didn't look that way when they were 1-3 at the start.
Yes, you know, when you're the champion and you're the back-to-back champions, I don't care who you play, they coming out to beat you. And sometimes you'll go in expecting to win and not really show up to play to win. You expect to win and you play like that. And the teams that beat them were ready for them. And I think it just woke them up to remind them that, hey, every night we have to show up to play and not just because we're the back-to-back champions that we can just come on the floor and we're going to win like that. But they have to play to win. And they've done that today.
Third foul on Cliff Robinson. Horace Grant started Clemson, his brother at Oklahoma, twin brother. Harvey now for the Washington Bullets. Strickland, nice speed to Robinson, and the foul by Scott Williams. His fifth.
That's what penetration will do for you. Anytime you can get in that lane, something good is going to happen for you. And right here, Strickland drives, help comes, he dishes off to Robinson, who gets fouled right there by Scott Williams. So anytime that you're able to get in that lane, coaches dread that. They don't want that guard or any penetration because people have to come to help, and then that messes up your defense.
Well, you did that so well, but Strickland's a little man compared to you. To go in there and avoid creating a foul while you're creating an offense is an art in itself.
Well, see, my thing, I was big and I was slow, so I went in there.
But even when you hit him, you couldn't hurt him.
Right. But Strickland gets in there a little quicker than myself. But I was tall, and that would help me.
Jordan denied by Drexler. When Drexler was going back on offense, Jordan gave him a pat on the backside. Ran another rebound.
Just can't get it to fall. And here they are going to slow the game down again. But I still say that when you're behind like this, you must dictate what Chicago is going to do. Right now, still, again, I know I harped on this a lot today, but it's true that they just let Chicago do anything that they want to do. Make any pass. Look at this. They're just passing around.
1 second when Pippen let it fly.
And with the left hand high off the glass. What a shot. That's like a horse shot.
We'll see you do this one. 23 points for Pippen, above his average. Stolen by Armstrong. Robinson to beat. Robinson fouls.
But you know who created that steal was Michael Jordan. He turned him right into BJ.
Okay, here's the horse shot. Let's see if you can make it, Magic.
Well, he comes in there, fakes like he's going right, and high off the glass over Mark Bryant. Good. I don't know if I can go that high, though.
Timeout with 4:34 to go. Scottie Pippen with 23. Jordan with 30. Impressive day for the Chicago Bulls. Well, that rim took a beating in Phoenix earlier. Watch Shaquille O'Neal. He goes up, hangs on, and you saw how quickly he retreated, as did the support system for the basket, and it took about a half hour to repair. 300-pound O'Neal doing some damage.
Some big damage. They might as well have packed that rim, that basket, and just let him take it home with him.
He could have carried it right on his back.
Exactly.
B.J. Armstrong left alone on the side, and boy, that has to please Bulls fans. The way Armstrong is developing into a real offensive threat now.
Not as much as it's pleasing the Chicago Bull players. Michael believes in him now. Scottie believes in him. You know, it was some controversy early on that they didn't want him starting anymore. They wanted John Jackson to be back in the starting lineup because he was thinking about his shot first instead of getting them involved. But now the young man said, BJ said yesterday, he told us that I've learned, I know what I have to do. I have confidence in my game. They have confidence in me, and he feels he's a much better player.
Strickland hits a pair and now has 16 to lead Portland. You saw Shaquille O'Neal take down the basket support. He'll try to take on Patrick Ewing a week from today. So 1:30 here on NBC. Robinson unable to hit the layup. And Jordan, as he takes the ball, hands off to Armstrong, saying just slow it down now. 3:18 to go. Weaving inside and draws the foul.
Hesitation, pump fake with the head. You know, he's just bobbing and weaving and just giving you all kind of fakes. Another fake, double pump there.
Drexler's fifth foul.
You're talking about a man. You know what Michael, what makes him so difficult to guard is his first step. He's so quick, but then he's so strong once he gets toward the basket. He is so physically stronger than most guys that defend him. That's the reason why you can't stop him.
Deceptively so.
You look at them arms he got on him. you know that he's been lifting weights and he keeps his body in shape.
Porter with a nice move to get his 14th point. He's just playing it out as the Bulls lead 95-82.
I thought Phil Jackson made a good point that because of the injuries, they got to play a slower game, and he's going to wait till the guys get back before he decides to put in his full court pressure and his trapping defense. And then at that point, right now, he says, maybe we'll lose some games because I'm going to rest the guys and we won't run. But at the end, I'm looking toward the playoffs, making sure that this team is rested and they're ready to go all out for that 3-peat, I guess.
Well, you made a good point, too, though, that how much they missed Cliff Livingston. That kind of surprised me. You have such high regard for what he gave the Bulls the last couple of years.
Well, see, Cliff Livingston is a hard player to replace. Not his basketball ability, but his ability to keep the team up. He was an emotional leader. He was a guy who high-fived everybody when they came off the court. He was a guy who, beautiful move right there by Strickland, but he was a guy who just gave him that intangible ingredient that nobody else can give them, and that's just excitement, energy, and a guy who kept everybody happy, everybody going.
And as a veteran, they had so much respect for him, so it was just that enthusiasm that was read in the proper way, not a rookie's enthusiasm.
Right, and he knew his role, and he played his role.
Three-pointer for Robinson. 17 for Robinson.
And I think this year, Cliff Robinson is going to be the sixth man of the year. He's going to win that sixth-man award this year. He's really playing outstanding, and especially with Duckworth now starting for Indiana and Dan Marley starting for Phoenix. He's going to, I think, really win it.
King is called for a blocking foul, and then Drexler gives him a little push. So on the pick, King a little too aggressive and picks up the foul.
And they're still talking about it right now. And the players come to the rescue. They just took him out. So here it is. Clyde felt he kind of threw his arm up, and then he just pushed him and told him don't do it anymore.
Third foul on King, who was taken out by Jackson. Drexler blocked beautifully by Grant. Saved by Robinson. He scores. So the Blazers pull within 8. 97-89.
It's a game again.
1:20 to go. A 7-0 run by Portland. Blocking foul on Robinson. His sixth, and that'll be all for him.
And at this point of the game, he was the only one really doing a lot of damage, him and Rod Strickland, and to lose him when they just made a run is a hard loss for the Portland Trailblazers, probably to overcome. He tried to move in and take a charge, but he couldn't really get his feet set.
Leaves the game with his average 19 plus 10 boards. Second to Buck Williams in rebounding on the season.
Right now, we should say that our prayers and thoughts go out to Archie's family. And I want them to know that I will continue this fight as well as my own fight against HIV and AIDS. And I just want everybody to know that everybody's pulling for the family, and we hope that God be with them and the prayers be answered.
There's a man whose greatness was his strength and power in a very quiet way. And what a loss to all of us.
No question about it. You know, he did a lot for, especially young kids as far as tennis, and a lot for minorities as well. So we're going to miss him a lot.
Approaching the final minute of this game, 10-point Chicago Bull lead. Strickland off to Porter. I believe it was Jordan who got a piece of the shot.
That defense again. And he's smart enough to know, let's run the clock, work the clock.
Balance the floor, motioning everyone to spread it out.
Well, if anybody wants to know what's wrong with the Portland Trailblazers, is the fact that they're not executing right now on offense, and they're not really playing aggressive defense. And when Portland is at their best, they're playing aggressive defense to create turnovers and steals, but they can get out to run. And there's a putback by Terry Porter, and they're not doing that right now in these last 4 or 5 games.
Strickland fouling Armstrong to stop the clock with 11.6 seconds, and the game score will be a bit misleading. It wasn't that close. 99-91 Chicago. The Bulls got off to a good start early. They jumped out quickly to a 13-4 lead, and Portland never got closer than that.
Yeah. And what you said earlier, maybe that decision on what's going to happen in Utah will help bring this team back to playing good basketball. They're all waiting. Coach Adelman has said that it's hurt them, and because their concentration is there more than here on the basketball court, and it's hurt them in practice as well to prepare. So maybe that decision will help them.
101-91. Drexler. Rebound Williams. Man, this will do it. The Portland Trailblazers, for the first time in 4 years, have lost 3 consecutive home games. And the Chicago Bulls, with a 1-3 start on this longest road trip of the year, have won their last 4 in a row to give them a 5-3 mark, going to Chicago for a couple of nights and then to Indiana against the Pacers on Wednesday night. 101-91, Chicago victorious in Portland today. We'll be back with a final word after this. 34, Pippen with 23 to lead the Bulls. Portland shot under 40% for the game. The final, Chicago 101, Portland 91. Next Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, the Knicks and the Magic. Coming up on most of these NBC stations, Secret Service and Eyewitness Video, followed by Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In 25th anniversary. Viewers in the West Coast will see these shows at their regularly scheduled time. This is Dick Enberg for Magic Johnson and Ahmad Rashad. No kidding, another big day for Michael.